YouTube. I really want to smoke. I could kill for a cigarette. Well, actually, I have cigarettes, but this video must come first. Sad but true. I don't know, I'll talk about Mam in this video. Mam is just as real of a force in this world as prayer is. No, prayer is kind of independent from religion. If you could only be in my head to realize, turns that beneath prayer is Mam. And the sort of practice, but I gotta be careful with the word usage. I want to be precisely correct on it. Just the art that Mam brings. I'm just realizing I mixed up the prayer and Mam art works, but I'll still talk about Mam because that was what I really wanted to talk about. I'll do both. I'll just do both. Is orgasming right, pain wrong, but sometimes you do the wrong one. Sometimes you're just acting greater, undergoing something that is more than human within you, and you do the wrong one. And if you're at peace, if all is harmonized and everything, you do the right one. So it's kind of it has to do with stress, I believe. Stress release happens with the wrong one, and I guess stress inducing can happen with the right one. I don't know if you've ever heard of somebody dying because they just let go, and then they were dead. So you sometimes want stress. So the wrong one is pain, and from firsthand, I did notice that led to more of where I want to be in this world. And orgasming obviously had me where more I wanted to be in this world as well. But then, moving on from that base, very, the base of it, I might have to just redo the video. No, I won't redo it, but the real base is actually hugging and arguing, but it's Mam. So the first one probably is the base, and that's kind of going beneath what counts as something that exists. Like, I don't know how else to put it. And please don't laugh at me. It's just obvious to me to make a video about this and that. And they'll get better. But, that's so me to mess it up. But it actually just leads to the fact that you can go beneath the base, and what's beneath the base is hugging or arguing. You can think about it like you're being carried by your mom, and your parents, and how they interact is gonna be like hugging or arguing. That's probably what Ma'am would put the focus on for those things, are your parents for hugging and arguing. So arguing's the wrong one, hugging's the right one. And then above that is war, the wrong one, and a play, the right one. And really is like a extension of what a person causes in the world. They both are. And apparently it's not hard for all of a sudden you have a war going on, you might say, versus you have a play going on, you might say. Both helpful, but it might not be the right kind of picture that you wanted it to be. When you choose that wrong one, when you choose war, what you're faced with could be too much. So anyway, I'll go to prayer. Prayer starts, let's say, laying in your bed and your eyes are closed, with mathematics. Mathematics going on, but you have to, like, it's not automatic. You have to, like, use a little willpower, directed toward doing that. Mathematics and literature. Literature is more like your eyes are open, laying in bed. And then there's rituals. And the rituals I know are doing this, but you do it consecutively and you slow down when you do it. So it'll be like, okay. And then the next ritual, this one you remain constant while you do it. It's just oh, 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 oh. And the next one, it's kind of tricky, but you want to speed up when you do it. It's literally doing this with your fist. Those are the 3 rituals. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's going to notice that does actually do something, but it's kind of up to prayer. Then there's working out. I'm not sure if it's just calisthenics, like crunches, push-ups, dips, squats, calf raises, but working out, that's kind of, those are like to know what prayer's working with when you do all the way up to working out, because next is emergency response, like EMS or police officer. Now this is gonna sound crazy, but that's like a censored part of, it's very censored in our life. You just open up to it, like the interactions between you and your situation, and depending on what you wanted to do, like my case, it'll be medical emergency response. So in this situation, um, I use my sexuality to commit toward a medical emergency response. And there's actually more that happens when I do that. But there's police officer, firefighter, Coast Guard. And that's like being in prayer. I mean, it's where prayer can take what you have and give you something. That's what that one's about. So that's what emergency response is about. Prayer taking something and then giving something to you. Okay, above that is working, having a job. And you'd actually have to go get a job. Um, if you know, did the other ones before that well enough, you can handle a job. And that's where you see what prayer is actually doing. Prayer actually has influence over, I guess, business of companies. And I'm talking about like people who you could see go into the store, buy stuff, and leave are simply being controlled by prayer. Prayer makes things happen. Um, and you really get answers when you're in there and you have a job. That's when you can actually get, that's when you actually get answers. So, that's kind of where it's left off when you think about ma'am and prayer, and also tomb people, sir. Guiding what happens on Earth. But there is like a few things that follow the pattern of that stuff, and that's college above work, religion above college, business above religion, and then politics above business. It's just not prayer, those four things. That's not, it doesn't go along with prayer. but those are what would come next. So that's what I got. You can laugh at a person being a loser, or just let what I said open you up and broaden you. Thank you.